de vache juste ici, camembert, Munster, crayeux de rue et roquefort.
All of us have a desire for fine dining every now and then, even if it gets a little heavy on our pocketbook. But what about the finest of fine dining in the world? In this video, we're taking you around the world to the 5 most expensive restaurants. Let's begin. Number 5, Itha Undersea, Maldives. Itha, which means mother of pearl in Divevi, is an undersea restaurant located 5 meters or 16 feet below sea level at the Conrad Maldives Rangali Island in Alif Dal Atoll in the Republic of Maldives. It's the world's first underwater restaurant, and to dine in this restaurant, first of all, you're looking at approximately $320 per head, but in exchange, you'll be enjoying your food 5 meters below the Indian Ocean. The 5 by 9 meter, mostly acrylic structure is encased in R-cast acrylic with a transparent roof, offering a 270-degree panoramic underwater view. The restaurant was designed and constructed by MJ Murphy Limited, a design consultancy based in New Zealand, and was opened in April 2005, describing itself as the world's first undersea restaurant. Food in the restaurant has changed over the years and has more recently been described as contemporary European with Asian influences. The restaurant can accommodate up to 14 guests and serves a selection of fine dining experiences, dinner menus, and cocktails. The restaurant is headed up by Italian-born chef Marco Amarone. As a guest, you can expect to be served either a 4-course lunch or a 6-course dinner. That's largely of European flavor, whilst being matched with some of the world's best wines. You do have to make a reservation, and to make a reservation, you'll have to be staying at Conrad Rangali, the main 5-star resort on the island. Itha's entrance is a spiral staircase in a pavilion at the end of a jetty. If you have claustrophobia or any kind of fear associated with water, this scares you. But rest assured, the structure has proved itself over time. The tsunami which followed the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake topped 0.31 meters, 1 foot, below the staircase entrance, and caused no damage to the restaurant. Number 4, Masa, New York. As a complete contrast from the last one, don't expect any fancy bells and whistles on this restaurant. Masa is a Japanese and sushi restaurant located on the 4th floor of the Time Warner Center at 10 Columbus Circle in Manhattan, New York City. That's headed by Japanese chef Masa Takayama. This restaurant is known for its minimalism and lowbrow vibe. Since the establishment prides itself so much on merits like simplicity, they only offer a simple sushi tasting menu focused on essential flavors. There's no actual menu available at Masa. Instead, chefs prepare fresh ingredients that are only available on the day. It's often considered to be overpriced and more of a spot to rub shoulders with A-listers and celebrities, since approximately it'll cost you $595 per head. However, if you've got the cash to spend and want to experience some of the best sushi in the world, then make yourself a reservation, which is currently 4 weeks in advance, and see which A-listers you can bump into. The offerings are omakase, which means no menu, only, with chef-selected meals costing up to $595 per person, not including tax or drinks. The sushi bar itself is a $260,000 piece of rare hinoki wood from Japan. Masa is only one of 2 sushi restaurants in North America to have a hinoki wood sushi bar. Reservations for the 26 available seats are taken 3 weeks in advance. Chef Masa Takayama prepares the menu himself, often including seasonal ingredients. He uses many exotic ingredients such as truffles and Kobe beef. Most of the fish is flown in from Japan. Chef Masa can be seen working behind the bar and will sometimes serve the food as well. While there's no menu to order from, Chef Masa does keep a record of what he has served to his customers and what their reactions were, so he can cater to them on their next visit. Number 3, Ultraviolet, Shanghai. Considered to be in the top 3 most expensive restaurants in the world, Ultraviolet is a dinner and a show. The aim of the restaurant is to try and unite multisensorial technology with food. Okay, what? Allow us to explain. Some restaurants are by the sea, some boast a nice cityscape. At Ultraviolet, every single dish of your 22-course meal will be served in an all-new environment using projectors, holographic displays, soundscapes, and scent technologies. The fish and chips are served in the rain with a side of the Beatles. The lobster is served on a coral reef in the middle of a calm ocean. The goal is bigger than food. It's experience. It's memory. The goal is to challenge the human perception of taste and enjoyment. Can we create an ambiance that, say, makes people tense in the beginning of the meal? Bring them together during the main course? Have them laugh together during the dessert? Says Chef Paul Perret. The restaurant boasts the highest patron-to-server ratio of 2-to-1. That means that for every customer they have at least 2 of their staff taking care of them. This is especially necessary since with every dish, not only the images on the surrounding walls are changing, but there are also aromas and scents injected into the environment to bring the experience to life. You could argue that the atmosphere is the most intangible yet affecting part of a restaurant. At Ultraviolet, they have complete control over their atmosphere. Chef Perret says that, more often than not, for the customers, it's the atmosphere that takes precedence over the quality of the dishes. Even after all this jazz, perhaps the most shocking fact about the restaurant is that it only houses 1 table. Yep, that's correct, 1 table of 22 guests, and as you may have already guessed, bookings are made months in advance. Number 2, Plaza Athénée in Paris.
De vache juste ici, camembert, Munster, rayé de rue et roquefort.
The French heavyweight chef revamped his restaurant at the Hôtel Plaza Athénée in 2014, and the sheer glamour should be enough to recommend Alain Ducasse's most lofty Paris undertaking. The interior is a sight to behold, resembling a Renaissance-era palace. The dining room ceiling drips with 10,000 crystals, and cutlery created in the 1970s by Roger Talon is re-edited for the restaurant. Alain Ducasse represents his love for nature in the naturalness cuisine, inspired by the Fish, Vegetables, Cereals trilogy with the help of his chef Romain Meder. Healthier and more natural, more respectful of the planet, it delivers a free and nearly instinctive interpretation of the haute cuisine. Main courses here will set diners back 110 to 155 euros, and a menu of 3 half dishes, cheese and dessert will cost 380 euros. Drinks not included. The restaurant prides itself on being eco-friendly. All their produce are farm-grown, locally sourced, and seasonally relevant. In the words of the legendary chef himself, "This is the only way to justify food at this price. It has to be kind to the planet around us." They also exclusively employ sustainable fishing, rediscovered grains, exclusively grown vegetables from the Queen's Garden at the Château de Versailles. 1. Sublimotion, Ibiza. To be in my... Ibiza is sometimes called the tourist capital of the world. This little Spanish city attracts over 6 million tourists each year. Given these mind-blowing stats, Ibiza would arguably be the best city in the world to open the most expensive restaurant in the world. Before we dive into what makes this restaurant what it is, let us tell you how much of a hit your wallet is going to take. The restaurant is only open for a few months a year in the Spanish summer from June 1st to September 30th and is run by Michelin 2-star chef Paco Roncero. The restaurant only offers a 20-course tasting menu and, brace yourselves, costs $2,380 per head. Yep, you heard that right. Even though the restaurant just changed its course every now and then, the customers don't get to pick. The entire 20-course menu is picked by the chef. The experience is what sells the $2,380 plate, though. The hotel is filled to the brim with VR technologies, holographic projectors, sensory illusions packed with an MC and an air hostess. The doors open and you enter a white room with a white table in the center. Your name is projected onto a place setting. An MC walks in and tells the group not to tell anyone what you're about to experience because they'll never believe it anyway. Videos are projected onto the walls and tabletop, so sometimes you'll feel like you're flying through space, or watching a garden bloom onto your plate, or like you're in a nightclub. Your name appears right before your plate from no apparent source. The whole thing is avant-garde and highbrow, and even though it has garnered this unbreakable reputation, critics don't hesitate to call it a straight ripoff of the restaurant we mentioned earlier, Ultraviolet. And that's a wrap on the 5 most expensive restaurants in the world. Which of these do you wish to dine in? And which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.